How's everyone doing? Just going over the trades this week. Only took 2 trades this week, guys. So we're gonna go over them. Took a trade on gold and took a trade on GBP USD. So we're gonna go over those today. So this trade right here was gold on the 5-minute. Why did I take this trade? So this blue line here is on the 1-hour time frame. We are on the 5-minute time frame. So how I read price is, we have this nice push down here. You could say a double bottom or a higher low here. The price broke above this area here and then pushed back down. Now, why did the price push back down? If we see this area right here, you can call it a demand zone, depending on how you trade. So this area right here, resistance, demand zone. So the price had a nice push up and push back down, and it's collecting momentum to move back up. So what I was looking for, you can see this line right here is for the price to push up above this line. So the price actually made a resistance. So with this candle and this candle made a resistance, and then once price pushed above, it gave me a strong confirmation that price is ready to move higher. So I entered here. Could have entered a second entry on this pullback, and then okay, sounds good. Okay, sounds good. That's good. I think that's like whatever the most convenient. No, I want it to still be personalized. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, okay, then it's only gonna be. But you know what? Can use the difference for groceries. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Some wedding planning. So you can see right here the price, what it pushed up right here. I entered. Definitely could have entered on the pullback, but I didn't enter second order, and then took profits here. Now the reason why I took profits around this time, you can see the time was pretty late. It was like 10:30 p.m. So I was actually getting ready to head to bed. I was busy the whole day, but I did see this nice setup here. Now, if it was earlier in the day, I would have kept holding it just because there was nothing to invalidate the trade. The momentum of the trade started here. So unless price breaks below this area, there's no reason to actually exit the trade. You could take partials up here just because we have an engulfing and we're at a resistance level where the price made a resistance right here. So you could have exited 50% of the trade here, but there was no actual reason besides the time of day that I took this trade, and I wasn't willing to stay up and hold the trade while I was sleeping. So I'm not, this is a 5-minute time frame, so I'm not looking to swing this, but that would have been a nice trade. However, didn't capitalize that difference. So this was, I think, a 1.8 risk to reward trade. So it was good. And then this trade here, we took this trade on British pound, so GBP USD. So let me see if I could actually pull this trade up here. GBP USD. And this was also on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it's over here. So let's go into the 5 minutes. So this line here is actually the daily time frame. So the daily support and resistance area. So this is the daily, Yeah, so right here you can see there's a lot of support and resistance around this area here. So you want to just be cautious of that, because if price does get down here, which it did on the daily and the previous on the 5 minute, that it had a strong movement. So you want to make sure that you know that this is here, right? So if you do have a double bottom here, you can say, hey, you know what? There's a higher probability that the price is actually going to push up if you take an entry on over here, right? So that's why you want to make sure you know where the daily support and resistance are, especially, and the hourly. Anyways, so back to this trade. So how we saw this trade, so you can see here, guys, it is the exact same trade. So how we saw this trade, why I was able to take profit here, which is pretty sick, was actually, if you see this wick right here, we were waiting for the price to get close to this area. So normally when the price leaves a wick in the direction of the candle, price does come back to that area. So a lot of times I will put my stop loss just before that. And then also, if you look on the 1 minute time frame, you can see how the candles right here. So if we form like kind of support and resistance right here, with these two candles, you can see that the price was consolidating, and then we had a push up here as well, right? So even exiting, if you didn't see that back there, looking at the 1 minute time frame, you know, you could have taken your profit once you saw this push up, right? And you can see it a lot of times with the candlesticks. So over here as well, you know, if we do a support and resistance on these two candlesticks, you can see once the candle pushed up, there's a high probability that price is gonna keep moving after that consolidation, right? So let me just, yeah, that's not the reason why I exited this trade. The reason why I exited this trade was because we were close to this over here on the 5 minute, this area here. So why did I enter this trade, guys? You can see right here, we have a shift in the price action. So we have the price moving up. We have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Right, so a higher low here, higher low, a higher low here, and then we have right here is where there's a distinction in the change of the momentum of the price, right? Let me see if I can do that a bit nicer for you guys. So right here, so this and this over here is when the first indication of the shift in the price, what a lot of people also call it, is a break in structure, where, you know, the price broke below the previous higher low. So what I call is just weakness in the price. Shift in price doesn't really matter. It's all the same shit. You know, so we have that. So what I like to do, I mean, I drew this here so you guys can see, but normally what I can see visually is that the price had a hard stop here. So normally when we have the bullish candles engulfing this candle, I'd like to put, okay, this is the first lower high. It's valid. So if the price breaks below it, which it did, it's a high probability that the price is going to keep moving lower. So the first entry I could have entered was actually on these two candles, because this was the first point of weakness, right? And we do have this demand zone right here that, you know, high probability supply zone right here that you can't consider, where the price broke down, price came back into it. And then we have this bearish engulfing pattern where you could take that trade. I didn't take it there. Where I took the trade actually was right here, because this seemed like a higher probability trade for me. So I missed this entry. So what happened was the price came down, pushed back up, and I actually entered on the pullback. Now the reason why I put my stop loss up here is because I was entering a trade where the price was I'm taking a short. So normally I would like to take a short and put my stop loss behind the candle that's still moving bearish, but because it's moving against the trade I'm taking, so I'm entering in on a long candle on the pullback. So this would have been my original entry, and the reason why this would have been my original entry is because we have, some people call this an institutional candle, where this candle in the wick engulfed this wick here, leaving a very low probability that even if price came all the way here, that it would actually surpass this level here, right? So that's why I put my stop loss up here. And then, I could have entered a second order here, but, just one order, a 2-to-1 risk, closed it. So that was a trade for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And that was a great trade. So this is like an A plus textbook. I mean, I wouldn't say textbook, but the biggest thing, guys, is when you're trading is you want to create like kind of a case, right? So what was our case is the first thing I saw was a shift in the market structure, right? So that's the case is, okay, now I'm looking for shorts. So I'm no longer, once this broke below this, I'm no longer looking for longs. Now the second case here is this broke. This is a support. This is the price is weakening. So we have lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So the price is weakening. So there's a high probability taking a short. Now, if you're what I'm maybe have used to have done back in the day is, okay, price looks like it's pushing up. And then you take a long on this candle because you're like, okay, this is maybe a double bottom right here, right? And we'll take it all the way up to this high here because I don't know, there's a support. Like let's say you're saying, this is a support here, right? Like, okay, we're on the support, so I'm gonna take the trade all the way up to here because it's bouncing it. But this doesn't matter as much. This side of the chart matters a lot less right now because you're reading this. So you just need to be aware of major support and resistance levels like 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, and daily, and sometimes weekly. But this is all that matters. Is this was right here. Let's say you want to say this was the last low, higher low here. Once this broke below this, none of this matters. Now you're on the lower time frame. Now you're on the downtrend. So taking a buy here doesn't make any sense, right? So yeah, so that was the entry that I should have taken. This was, oops. This is the entry that I actually took is when the price pushed up. So I entered my short on this candle. Because the thing is, guys, is like it's valid. Like the trade is still valid, right? So, I'm looking to take it down here. So if I think the trade is still valid, I'm looking for a way to enter into the trade. Just because it's bullish, the candle hasn't engulfed on the 5-minute. Which, I don't really look at engulfing that much for a change in direction too much when I'm in a trade, but there's nothing invalid that is showing that the price is going to reverse. So, and then boom, we took it down. And then the price moved. All right, so that's really it, guys. Just 2 trades. I was a bit busy with, I do sell mortgages too, and just grateful that I've been very busy these last couple months. But so we had 2 wins, all entries so far, 15 and 5-minute. I haven't really taken any entries on the 1 hour, but what I'm looking to do in the years to come is actually, and what I was doing last year is take and have plays on the larger time frames like 1 hour, 4 hour, but find my entries on the 5-minute, 15-minute, and 1 minute. So then I'll be able to take a trade have a preciser entry, which, you can see if you enter along a major support and resistance area like 1 hour and the direction is changing, but you catch that on the 5 or 10 or 15 minute, you can really have a big risk, big R multiple on that trade. So even getting one of those a week or a month, that could really exponentially put you into a different category. With these trades I'm showing you, they're intraday trades, so that's your 9 to 5 income, right? But anyways, guys, that's it for today. I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep posting. Like I said, man, it's mainly for me to review on the weekends. Might post again next week, but definitely committing to at least once a month. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.